I'm Rolene Marks. Welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you as always by Lay of the Land, where we take a look at your top stories making headlines here in Israel every Monday to Thursday. And we begin with some really devastating news, and that is Orit Ashkar, the 33-year-old man who was shot during a terrorist attack just several weeks ago in the heart of Tel Aviv on Dizengoff Street, passed away several moments ago. He succumbed to wounds sustained when a terrorist opened fire, shooting him in the head. Now, tens of thousands of Jews here in Israel and around the world prayed with all our might that all would recover. Just days after the shooting attack, hundreds of Tel Avivians gathered outside the restaurant where the shooting is believed to have taken place to pray for the recovery of Or and another man who is still in serious condition. Or was just 33 years old. May his memory be blessed. For the 11th week, protesters gathered in Tel Aviv and in cities around the country, including here in Modi'in, on Saturday night to protest the proposed judicial overhauls. Now, there haven't been any major developments over the last couple of days. However, Likud members of Knesset David Bitan and Yuli Edelstein have cautioned against going ahead with the proposed overhaul, saying that there needs to be a time out and a need to come to the negotiating table. Now, last week, President Herzog presented what he calls his people's options, giving his proposals about how he sees these overhauls proceeding. Now, the opposition accepted the proposal, saying that they were flawed, but they accept them. Prime Minister Netanyahu and the coalition rejected it. However, the president said that it doesn't matter to him that the coalition rejected it. It's okay. He understood it. He was expecting it. However, he believes that this is at least a jump-off point for negotiations. Meanwhile, last night, Prime Minister Netanyahu and US President Joe Biden spoke over the phone, and Biden also cautioned against the proposed overhauls. Now, it is believed that Yariv Levin, the Justice Minister, and Simcha Rothman, who is responsible for the architecture of these overhauls, want to have them passed before Pesach in 2 weeks' time. Yesterday, an Israeli man and his wife and children traveling close to Huwara, the scene of a terror attack just 2 weeks ago, were shot at by a Palestinian terrorist. The father, David Stern, a former Marine, managed to open fire, wounding the terrorist, but sustained quite serious wounds to himself. His wife was lightly injured and his children are okay. Now, earlier today, it was reported that Stern has started to recover. Thank goodness. Meanwhile, a soldier who was on the scene also opened fire, wounding the terrorist, who was then arrested. Now, this follows reports of 2 German tourists who were traveling in Nablus over the weekend in a rental car when they were set upon by Palestinians who began to beat the car with rocks and bats, trying to get the 2 tourists out. The tourists, speaking to Israeli media, said the level of hatred was something that they actually couldn't comprehend, and that they were really, really horrified to see that a tiny Israeli flag that was on the registration of the vehicle could set off such a display of hatred. The attack has been condemned by Steven Siebert. He is the German ambassador to the State of Israel. It is believed that a Palestinian security official managed to help the 2 tourists get to safety and escort them out of Nablus. Now, in some more welcome news, every year the United Nations measures the happiness of countries around the world, and I'm delighted to report that Israel is now ranked 4th on the official UN Happiness Index, up 5 places from 9th of last year. Finland holds the first position for the 6th year in a row. Listen, I've been to Finland. I can attest to why people are so happy. It is the most exquisite country, and that they are closely followed by Denmark, Iceland, and then Israel coming in at number 4, which goes to show that Israelis are a happy lot. It doesn't matter if we are enduring war, waves of terror, a global pandemic, or proposed overhauls, we still insist on being happy. And keeping many of us happy over the weekend was a welcome sighting of actor, podcaster, and author Rob Lowe. Yes, ladies, I know many of you were just as excited as I was to see him at the Kotel, the Western Wall. Lowe was reportedly here on a trip, a guy's trip, quote unquote, in Israel, and was believed to have been extremely friendly and warm to anybody who approached him. Rob, just a pointer, the next time you are in Israel, call me. I will make sure to welcome you here myself. Also spotted at the Kotel over the weekend was Jared Kushner, his wife Ivanka, and their children. Ivanka sharing beautiful images of her praying at the Kotel. And it's lovely to see that Israel remains a favored destination for many around the world who want to get a jump on their spirituality or enjoy the beautiful sights and sounds of our wonderful country. Hey, maybe that is why we rank number 4th on the UN Happiness Index. And those are our top stories today. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. We have a beautiful story about IDF soldiers who shaved off their locks to make wigs for children who are suffering from cancer. It'll also be up on our Facebook page. You guys know what to do. Visit us at Lottel, L-O-T-L-S-I-T-E site, at Lottel site. Like us, follow us, share our content, help us get past those pesky Facebook algorithms. Our YouTube channel is at the Israel Brief. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing by clicking on the red subscribe button. The more who subscribe, the easier it is for us to get the news from Israel out to as many people as possible. My neighbor's dog concurs, and we're on Twitter at layoftheland5. I'm Raylene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, and don't forget to join me tomorrow as we take a look at those top stories.